resources. So that's my role here at the school. I am also, which is what I'm going to try to steal ideas from you guys later, I'm also a parent of an 11-year-old, Chaz, and he's at Lawrence Station. So if you hear me trying to get some ideas from you guys, just know that I'm stealing ideas from other parents, and I'm okay with admitting that. Okay. Today we are.
So Dr. Just a moment, because now that we are live, I will be translating. So for the folks who are online, no, that's okay. I clearly was otherwise occupied. But I'll do a short version just because my attention was diverted. And I'll introduce myself as well. For if anyone doesn't know me, my name is Sandra Chetlett. I'm the family liaison. And anyway, no, bienvenidos. So yo voy a traducir hoy. Soy Sandra Chetlett, soy el enlace familiar. Y para esos que están en línea, que dicen traducción o aquí, voy a traducir a la señora Nora Joy, que es la trabajadora social de la escuela. Y ella trabaja con los estudiantes y las familias en muchas diferentes capacidades. Y hoy va a presentar sobre estableciendo rutinas y horarios para éxito en el año escolar.
Okay, so today we are talking about routines and strategies for a successful year. So in a minute, I'm going to ask you to share ideas about how it is that you reduce stress in the morning for the morning routine and in the afternoon routine, because it's parenting and getting everything done and getting your kids through the day is like juggling 50 different balls in the air. So that's what we'll be talking about today, successful strategies and routines.
So, hoy vamos a hablar sobre las estrategias y las rutinas que pueden emplear en la casa para ayudar a sus hijos a comenzar el día, terminar el día a través del día. Y una de las primeras preguntas va a ser, ¿qué están haciendo ahora en sus casas para manejar lo que es esas cosas en la mañana o al principio del día?
What about your family routine works well in the morning and in the afternoon? And what doesn't work well? So that's what I need to hear from you all about what works well and what doesn't work well.
So la primera pregunta es, ¿qué de su rutina trabaja bien y qué no funciona bien? I can give you an example from this morning. I have 3 kids and one of them is 12, and he needs a routine in the morning because he gets very distracted otherwise. And then you're like running, we're late. And it gets a little chaotic in our house. And so he does have, he has a checklist in the morning. And one of the things that we figured out early on is that he had to be completely dressed and ready to go before he sat down to have breakfast. Because if he's not completely dressed and ready to go when he sits down to have breakfast, he loses himself in his bowl of cereal for 3 hours. And then you're like, hurry, we have to go. And they're not ready. So today he did not do that. And so he was lost there in his breakfast, and, you know, everything kind of went awry. And I was like, you sat down to breakfast and you have no shoes on, your bag's not packed. None of the things that you need to do were done. And now the bus is going to be here in 10 minutes. You have to hurry up. So for us, what works well is that he's fully ready before he engages in something where he might lose his sense of time, which for him is breakfast. Like he's, every household that could be different, but anyway.
Yeah, in my household, my son can get lost and spend half an hour connecting with snacks and getting his stuff ready. And the way I got around that was because he didn't care if I was late. The way I got around that was literally to do some snack preparation during the weekend and pre-bagging the snacks during the weekend. So it cut down on time that he was using to prepare during the week?
So, estábamos dando unos ejemplos de las casas nuestras con nuestros hijos, de cosas que a veces nos hacen que la rutina en la mañana no vaya bien. Yo estaba dando el ejemplo que mi hijo se pierde en el desayuno, se distrae y se demora mucho, entonces todos estamos tarde, ¿no? Y se va al bus y lo demás. Nosotros hemos aprendido que él tiene que estar ya vestido y listo todo cuando se siente a desayunar, porque así si se demora, uno se puede apurar y ir. Ella estaba dando un ejemplo que el hijo de ella es en buscando las meriendas para llevar a la escuela, se distrae ahí. Ella ha aprendido que preparar esas cosas en el fin de semana funciona como una rutina para evitar ese problema con él.
What's stressful for you guys in the morning or in the afternoon?
No, I have one of those too.
One thing I try that works is like, I've been like, my daughter is second grade, so her weight is somewhere I can still bear. We're carrying her. I was like, hey, your UFO, your airplane is about to leave, wake up. That she actually would wake up and crawl on my back and then carry her to the bathroom. But moving, she's 80 pounds right now. So it's not gonna work. Yeah, I'm still trying to find another solution for that one.
So you turned it into kind of like a game.
Yes, that way she does wake up very well, like in the morning. That even though she's super tired, she was just crawl out and say, wait for me, don't leave yet. That part works. But that's not a long-term solution.
La pregunta fue qué funciona con ustedes y ellos están diciendo que hay muchas cosas que es difícil. Ella mencionó que hay muchas cosas que son difíciles. La hija de ella no le gusta despertarse por la mañana, so ella le ha hecho un juego que para sacarla de la cama dice, aquí viene viene un avión, ¿no? Entonces la montan en su espalda y la lleva al baño, entonces ella se ríe, se despierta. Lo que ha dicho la señora Joy es que es hacerle un juego, ¿no? Eso la ayuda a ella a animarla para despertarse.
I think we try to do set, not like a exact time limit, we set finite periods to do something, and then we like start, we're just doing random things. Okay, we're gonna take the breakfast away and take something away, and then suddenly we kind of get in order and continue on with finishing the breakfast, so we just then go on to the next activity.
Yeah.
I think we try.
Otra sugerencia fue darle un límite de tiempo que demora cada actividad. Dice, sí, ya se acabaron los 10 minutos, si no has terminado el desayuno, ahí se va, ahora al próximo.
And getting out to the car is also a parent question.
Oh,
Getting out to the car is also difficult. So I will tell him, last person to the car is rotten egg. And just like you with the game, he will speed up his whole transition to get to the car so that he gets to the car first. And for some reason, it works. I don't remember where I got that from.
Yeah. Online, family member talking about hair and then technology in the morning. So just so you know, I'm connecting with everybody. I have 3. My youngest is now in 5th grade, so not carryable. And I completely connect. We do the sing songs in the morning, like I, crawl into bed and snuggle and like tickle and it's just that like starting off in the positive. But then for the technology or the other things, there's a checklist. So he'll be like, oh, I don't even let him finish. Have you this? And it's always the same 4 things. Have you brushed your teeth, taken the dog out, eaten breakfast, and can't remember what dress, I guess, was the other one. But it's always the same 4 things in order. And so he knows, and so now he's getting to the point, he looks at me, stops, and then goes, because I know he knows exactly what I'm gonna say.
Han compartido otros ejemplos de cosas que funcionan. La señora Joy compartió que para ir al carro a veces es difícil, ella le ha hecho un juego. De quien llega al carro primero, gana, vamos a decir. Entonces, eso ayuda a que su niño se apure porque él quiere llegar al carro antes que ella. Y la señora Williams ha notado que su hija tiene 4 cosas que tiene que hacer y muchas veces pide tecnología en la mañana, pero él ya sabe que si no ha hecho esas 4 cosas, vestirse, comer, sacar el perro, lo que sea, no puede pedir la tecnología.
Any other examples of what's stressful in the morning or in the afternoon?
Brushing hair. No matter what I try, my daughter think it's tangle up. We brush it before she goes to sleep, she wake up, it's thankfully. For that one.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Very strong.
That is a tough one. For
Can you
you,
guys ladies repeat it just to make sure that.
I'll mention it in English first. So the issue that the parent mentioned was hair brushing in the morning and how that's very challenging. And no matter what she tries, whether it's brushing it at night or doing other things, it's always kind of a challenge to get hair ready in the morning. I can relate to that as well. I have 2 daughters, and for years, hair was a huge battle. When they were very little, I had to kind of invent creative ways to get them through it and be like, the knot fairy. And, we would have this bottle to like spray for the knot fairies to go away, and very elaborate things. And that worked when they were very young. I will tell you, my high school age daughters sometimes still ask me to do their hair at this point. So it doesn't really end, but at least at this point, they want you to do it versus, but hair can be a challenge in the morning. I don't know if anybody has any good suggestions for that, but.
Any
Yeah.
suggestions?
Slightly, maybe, I don't know, there's a 4th grader, 1st grader, and kindergartner, so the younger 2, it's kind of like a battle to brush their hair. So the older one will like come up in the morning and be like, can you brush my hair for me? Yes, great, sure. For the other 2, I kind of have to be like, hey, would you like to brush your hair right now, or would you like me to brush it for you? Or like, would you rather get dressed right now, or I can brush your hair? And then they'll get dressed because they don't want me to brush their hair. But usually end up brushing their hair while they're brushing their teeth. And that kind of works because it kind of distracts them. They're doing something else. So they're not really focused on the knots.
Oh, so this parent offers choices and then brushes hair while they're brushing their teeth, so they're not focused on the knots. That's a great one.
Won't say it always works, but for the most part.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Estábamos pidiendo si había alguna sugerencia para esos que le cuestan peinarse por la mañana, el cabello. Y una de las sugerencias de padre fue que ella le da una opción. ¿Quieres vestirte o que te peine? Y muchas veces dicen, no, me visto porque no quieren que la peine, pero entonces después cuando se están lavando los dientes, haciendo otra cosa, los peinan. Y así los distrae un poco. Esa es otra opción.
So we do have a tool. We do have a tool for you if you choose to. And we have a couple of handouts that we'll give you a little bit later. But this is a checklist, a morning checklist. So for the things that you're finding yourself repeating over and over and over, those are the things that would go on this checklist. So here there's have you made your bed, get dressed, eat breakfast, brush your hair, brush your teeth. At night, did you clean your room? Did you wash up? Did you put your pajamas on? Did you brush your teeth? Did you pick out the story? Those are all, you can make a little checklist and have them check their stuff off and present it to you to say, hey, it's all done. And you can, reward them with a good job or whatever you choose as a family.
Hay algunas técnicas que le vamos a dar después a algunos documentos, ejemplos de algo visual. Algo visual que pueden usar como una rutina con sus hijos en la casa y así ellos marcan cada día lo que han hecho. Por ejemplo, esto es en la mañana, y puede ser lo que pertenece a su casa, ¿no? Pero hicieron la cama, se vistieron, desayunaron, se peinaron, se lavaron los dientes y por la noche limpiaste el cuarto, lavaste la cara, pusiste la pijama, lavaste los dientes, escogiste un libro para leer, pero así ellos saben exactamente lo que tienen que hacer y eso es especialmente relevante para las cosas que quizás le piden muchas veces. Te vestiste, te lavaste los dientes, en vez de tener que hacer eso, ellos saben. Esto es cuando la marcas, ya está, y uno lo tiene que seguir repitiendo. And the other bonus is that it looks a lot like what things we do at school too. So it they're used to doing these types of these are the expectations at school. And so they might fall into it more easily at home than you think. I mean, in the sense that So, yo les estaba diciendo también, esto también es muy similar a los tipos de rutinas que le damos en la escuela. Que primero hacemos esto y después esto, y en la mañana entra y los niños hacen tal cosa, y segundo paso tal cosa, ponen los papeles o la carpeta aquí. Entonces también ellos están más acostumbrados a esto de lo que uno piensa porque ya lo hacen en la escuela. So, vaya, es más fácil en la casa y también los ayuda a la escuela a seguir rutinas.
Any questions about that? Preguntas? No? Having a consistent routine is really important. And what it does is that it allows children to know what to expect, and it allows children to feel safe.
Teniendo una rutina es muy importante porque los ayuda a los niños saber qué esperar, ¿no? Y los ayuda a sentir seguro porque saben qué va a pasar.
Having daily expectations is important. A visual schedule. We use visual schedules here at the school to help them know what to come next. Having chores, a schedule with chores can also help. I had a friend who had chores on a calendar, and the kids followed it really easily.
Tener expectativas para cada día es importante. También tener una rutina visual que ellos pueden ver cuál es el horario y qué se espera. Y también cualquier tareas en la casa o responsabilidades en la casa también ayuda. Ella estaba mencionando que ella tenía una amistad que tiene en su horario, en el calendario, que espera que el niño haga cada día de responsabilidades en la casa y lo siguen muy bien. At my house, I will say one thing that works really well is because we have a checklist and there's a chore on it. On all honesty, my son will say, I already did this. Can I watch TV? And so honestly, that works for me because he's doing it. So he definitely knows. He goes, I know what you're going to say. Did I walk the dog? Did I do this? He's like, I did all these things. Can I? But it's much easier to say yes when they already did everything you asked them to do.
And having a positive reinforcement system often helps, and we naturally do a positive reinforcement system, but what that means is that they earn a special time to do something by completing certain chores.
Teniendo un sistema que refuerza de una manera positiva el comportamiento es importante. Y naturalmente eso pasa, ¿no? Pero también teniendo una oportunidad de quizás poder hacer algo que pueden hacer porque completaron lo que no esperaba de ellos.
Okay, now we move to play. Play is the work of children, yes, but it's also the language of children. It's how they communicate with the others. It's how they connect with others. It's how they problem solve. So play is really important.
Y próximo vamos a hablar sobre jugar, ¿no? El jugar es el trabajo de los niños. Es muy importante que tengan su tiempo para jugar en una manera sin estructura cada día.
It's recommended that parents play with their children at least 10 minutes a day.
Se recomienda que los padres jueguen con sus hijos por lo menos 10 minutos cada día.
They need unstructured time to play. They need to engage in imaginative play. They need choices. You can even add in an exercise or walking with it.
Necesitan ser creativos, usar sus imaginaciones, hasta puede ser físico, caminar cada día o cosas así.
I had a coloring book that I used to use with my son, and he and I used to color, and that was something that I thought he wouldn't like, but as he colored with me, it was just nice, quiet time and just playtime.
Ella usaba un libro de colorear con su hijo y nada más ahí calladitos los dos, pero relajados, coloreaban juntos.
Then there are times in which you have the question of, how was school today? And they often give you what? Nothing. Absolutely nada.
Muchas veces entonces hay los momentos donde uno pregunta, ¿cómo fue la escuela hoy? Y que les dicen completamente nada, no comparten nada, entonces uno no sabe.
So these are some trick questions to trick them into talking and connecting with you. One, what's one thing that you were looking forward to today? That's something that you can ask in the morning.
Aquí hay algunas preguntas que pueden ayudar que comparten más. La primera es, ¿hay algo que estás esperando hacer hoy que te guste o qué estás esperando hoy?
Tell me the best part about your day.
¿Cuál fue la mejor parte de tu día?
What's the hardest thing you did today?
¿Qué fue la parte más difícil de tu día?
And who did you play with at recess?
¿Y con quién jugaste en el recreo?
They can't give you that one word answer.
Sí, es difícil estas respuestas, darle solo una palabra como respuesta, hay que dar una explicación.
They have to give you a description.
I would tell you two ones that work really well at my house is, did anything funny happen today? Because they love to tell you stories that are funny. And another one is, I always ask them, did you do anything kind for anyone? Did anyone do anything kind for you? And they'll say, oh, so-and-so helped me on the playground. Or so sometimes those are two that work well at my house. Estaba dando en mi casa dos ejemplos que funcionan bien, es que yo les pregunto, ¿algo cómico pasó hoy? Porque a ellas les encanta decir cuentos cómicos. Y el otro es, ¿alguien hizo algo por ti hoy que te ayudó o tú ayudaste a alguien? Y a veces te dicen un cuento, me caí en el parque y alguien me ayudó. Y te da algo de qué hablar, ¿no?
And then if I can just add to a great follow-up, if you're feeling like you're still not getting a whole lot of information, is tell me more about that. And just kind of keep getting in that habit. That's also really fabulous to support storytelling, which then of course later ends into writing as well. So just tell me more, tell me a little bit more about that. And just to keep adding that can really, really help.
Y si la otra sugerencia para que sigan hablando sobre el tema es, cuéntame más, dime más sobre eso. Y eso también apoya que ellos desarrollen la habilidad de decir un cuento.
The most important thing about establishing a routine is sleep. That children really need an appropriate amount of hours to sleep.
Una de las cosas más importantes para las rutinas es que duerman suficiente. Los niños necesitan dormir el tiempo adecuado.
And it helps with child development. The National Sleep Foundation says that school-age children need 9 to 12 hours of sleep a night.
Ayuda con el desarrollo y la asociación de dormir, la Fundación de Dormir Nacional dice que los niños necesitan de 9 a 12 horas cada noche.
And it really helps children who have adequate sleep have improved behavior. They have improved mental condition, improved physical health, improved learning and attention.
Los niños que duermen lo adecuado aprenden mejor, prestan atención mejor, se comportan mejor y tienen mejor salud.
Any questions? Any thoughts? Was 9 to 12 hours a surprise for anyone? No?
No, because I also want 9 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
I'm a parent. Clearly, I'm not the only one.
We do have some these handouts back there if anybody wants them. There's a sample morning routine and a sample bedtime routine. And then there's also one that you can fill out. Like, you know, this works well too for older kids. Like my middle schooler now has like a whiteboard and we just write it on there and then wipe it off. And that way we can change it if the needs change. And there's also some other tips on setting alarms or using a schedule or establishing routines. And then there's also a list of some sample questions. And for those of you who are online, if you would like one of these, you can let us know. We can either pop it in your kid's backpack or we can send it to you. I don't know that I have them digitally, but we can find a way to get them to you.
So
yes,
email you, Ms. Chatlet.
absolutely.
What's your email address?
SFCH, yeah. Estaba mencionando que allá hay algunos documentos que dan unos ejemplos que pueden usar en la casa. y tienen fotos visuales, o así si el niño no lee todavía es fácil. Y también otros que se pueden escribir y
Okay. One last plug. Thank you again for being involved in the school community and partnering with us. It's really important to communicate with school staff and your child's homeroom teacher. We have family on one of our family nights, social emotional learning night. That's on Thursday, October 19th at 6:30.
Gracias por estar en mantenimiento y comunicación, mantener comunicación con la escuela. Eso es muy importante. El 19 de octubre a las 6:30 vamos a tener una noche familiar aquí en la escuela sobre el desarrollo socioemocional de los niños y algunas de las cosas que van a hacer es cómo crear un lugar a donde el niño se puede calmar en la casa y otras diferentes estrategias de cómo regular sus emociones.
And we'll be talking about creating a calm corner in your home. And we'll be talking about managing anxiety and worrying with kids.
Van a hablar sobre cómo crear espacio en su casa y también cómo manejar la ansiedad y las preocupaciones en los niños.
So please join us. In fact, tell all your friends who have kids here to come on in, pass on the word.
Sí, por favor, comparte la palabra con los vecinos y las amistades.
And if you have any questions, you can email our school counselor. Here's our email here, mkate@fcps.edu, or Miss Sandra. And do you want to say your email address?
I think Miss, yes, it's, well, for those of you who are here, I can give it to you, but I think Miss Williams is putting it in the chat. Yes, I also want to thank Nora Joy for sitting in on this because Miss Kate was originally going to do this presentation and she was ill. And so she stepped in at the last minute and has done this for all of you. So I appreciate it because it's hard sometimes to just kind of jump in and do something. So, le quería dar las gracias porque a la consejera que iba a hacer la presentación está enferma hoy. So, entonces ella de último momento se brindó a hacer la presentación. Y
Welcome. You're welcome. So feel free to stay and enjoy coffee conversation.
yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys are the best resources for each other. And that's always been the idea behind Coffees and Conversations is that when we talk about a topic, people start giving suggestions. And you go, huh, that might work for me. Or, oh, that's a great suggestion. Or, oh, wait, let me tell you how I solved hair. If anyone has a solution for that, I really want to hear it.
Yeah.
So really that is the idea is that oftentimes you're the best resources for each other. And we know that, and we want to foster that. Estoy diciendo que la idea es que se queden y conversen porque los padres son su propio recurso uno para los otros y muchas veces tienen soluciones, algo que funcionó para ti pudiera funcionar para ti o algo que funcionó para él, para usted y así somos recursos unos para los otros.
And then online, you got a thanks a lot. I learned a lot, a bunch of flowers. And thank you that this was very helpful. So thank you, ladies.
And